watching Theme Park Worldwide, where this afternoon I'm here at the Alton Towers Resort, just on board the monorail, making my way into the park to experience Duel, the haunted house strikes back for one final time. It's the 6th of September 2022, and as the sign says, the Duel is over. Of course, here at Theme Park Worldwide, we are really looking forward to seeing what changes are going to be coming to this ride, and we're expecting a huge overhaul of Duel for 2023. But yeah, it's very exciting, but we've got to come back up here to the local, get some last rides in, and just soak up Duel, and actually use the guns for a change. I mean, anybody that knows me well will know that I don't really use the guns that much to shoot on the ride. I just like to sit there, take it all in, enjoy the ambience of the music, the theming. However, yes, I'm going to do a last go shooting on there today because for some reason I don't think the guns are going to be on there next year. It's so exciting, big changes on the way, so come and join me here on Theme Park Worldwide as I enjoy Duel for the last time in its 19-year history. Well, the peak summer season is officially over. The kids have gone back to school, and yeah, it's a quiet off-peak weekday here at Alton Towers. Back to a 4 o'clock ride close today. However, yeah, that's going to be changing come the weekend and the start of Oktoberfest. I tell you what though, it's nice to hear the Tower Street music playing again. Obviously over summer they were actually playing the Summer of Fun pop music, which I wasn't really a fan of. I much prefer the normal Tower Street suite that's playing just here in the background. Yeah, just that magical welcome when you come into the park. But yeah, there's only a few days to go until Oktoberfest that will be starting on Saturday. And yeah, as you can see, they've already started all the setup just over here with the stage. In fact, the lawns are currently all barriered off. And then yeah, all ready for the event that starts this Saturday. And ride close will be 7 o'clock for that as well. A little bit closer to the lawns then now, and yeah, here's a look at the inflatable entrance portal with the ginormous pretzels that they've got on there as well. Yeah, that's awesome. Over on the stage at the bottom, you can see they've added all the new decoration onto there. The benches have changed configuration down there at the bottom. And yeah, gone into the long rows, of course, for Oktoberfest. The 2-story bar, that's going into place down there at the bottom. And yeah, there'll be loads of different food options for the event. And then yeah, up here at the top, I've noticed loads more Oktoberfest flags as well. It all looks fantastic. And of course, we're bringing you all the latest from the opening day of the event on Saturday. Making my way down towards Gloomy Wood for my last few rides on Duel. And yeah, I just thought I'd point out that the Mutiny Bay courtyard is also closed off as that area is transformed into a secondary area for Oktoberfest. So yeah, that's going to be great because there'll be the stage in there with more live entertainment as well. Do love this music down here, it's so happy and jolly. But yeah, I think I'm going to walk down Haunted Hollow. I thought that would be quite fitting with it being Duel's last day.
Yeah, what's all this here down there?
Well, that would be 6 heads, wouldn't it, then, if I was to add that?
I don't mean to interrupt, guys, but did you know that Duel's closing today? Anything? Anything?
I don't know.
Don't think they're interested.
The policeman say to his chest,
You're under a vest.
You gotta love the talking gravestones down here in Haunted Hollow. What an absolute classic. Now, a little bit of history for you about Duel. It actually dates back 30 years to 1992 and the opening of the haunted house here at Alton Towers. It was a big time for the park as it had actually just been purchased by the Tussauds Group, and they really wanted to impress with lots of new attractions. So in 1992, of course, they opened the original haunted house. However, it was the full Gloomy Wood area, Katanga Canyon with a new roller coaster, the Runaway Mine Train, and also as well a retheme of the rapids that were already existing in that area. It was a massive year for the park, and of course that was set to continue throughout the golden years of Alton Towers, the 90s here at the park, where so much investment was made. The haunted house continued to operate through until 2002, where at the end of that season, a lot of signage appeared outside the ride saying that changes were coming. And yes, in 2003 it was rethemed into Duel. Now of course a lot of the original features of the haunted house still remained and still do to this day. However, it became an interactive dark ride with the addition of the guns and also as well some changes to some of the theming. The biggest change though was the soundtrack and losing that more scary immersion that the attraction had before into an interactive, more fun ride experience, which for me, I've always missed the original haunted house. It used to terrify me as a kid, and I was really disappointed when I rode Duel in 2003 and saw what it had become. So hopefully, you know, this kind of brings us to where we are now. Alton Towers realised the nostalgia of that attraction and how special it once was here, because you've still got a huge show building that's actually the size of a football pitch. It's massive. That all you see is the beautiful facade out the front, but there's a massive show building just behind there. Now, of course, the ride system's fantastic, some of the theming in there is really good, however it could be so much more, and I'm really hoping that for next year in 2023 we see something pretty spectacular done to the ride. Now I know a lot of people have been commenting and wondering what exactly is going to happen. Of course, we don't know the exact details, but all we do know is that a huge overhaul is on the way. I do love the ambience of Haunted Hollow. Not only is it a great shortcut down to Gloomy Wood and also to Forbidden Valley, but it's got some nice ambience. This opened back in 2007. And yeah, they did a really good job with these props and pieces of theming out here. It shows that Alton Towers have still got it, so I really hope that the changes that are coming to Duel, this massive overhaul that's on the way over winter, is going to be big and really impressive. But for now, it's time to enjoy it as it is, and how it's been for the past 19 years. Duel, the haunted house, strikes back.
So, did you ring, my lord? That's right, my lord, yes. Coming along now, my lord.
Well, there she is. Welcome to Gloomy Wood on the final day of operation for Duel, the haunted house, strikes back. And yeah, just thought we'd have a detailed look at the facade, queue line and pre-show, just to document it all for one final time. Now, of course, anybody that remembers the old haunted house will know that the facade didn't really change that much back in 2003. In fact, the building itself looks pretty much identical to how it used to be for the old haunted house, of course with the addition of the signage telling you your mission in Duel. But yeah, pretty much the same. What did change out the front though was the crypt area here, because this was all low level before, just with a gravestone in the middle with the haunted house logo on, and yeah, that used to sit somewhere in the middle just here. But yeah, the crypt was all built up out the front just here for Duel. So yeah, this whole building effectively wasn't here before. It was just a low level graveyard. And of course the zombie with his blaster just there as well. I tell you what, I am not going to miss the sound of the pew 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 all the way throughout the ride. But yeah, who knows how much of this is still going to be here, and that's the exciting thing. We know there's massive changes coming. It's still going to be a haunted themed dark ride here at Alton Towers. However, it's what exactly they're going to do to it. Are we going to see them revert it to a haunted house? It's definitely not going to keep the interactive elements anymore. There's been a lot of hints towards that already. Yeah, just capturing the ambience of the exterior just here. It is a lovely part of Alton Towers. And yeah, like I say, the facade is actually a small part of a massive show building that you can just see off to the right. Yeah, that big warehouse just there. Or as like John Wardley said during the documentary when it was being built, it's like a half-finished Tesco's. I always remember that quote. But yeah, it really is a massive building just behind there. But I hope we don't see too many changes to the facade. I mean, I'd like to see them spruce it up a little bit, because as much of it is a haunted house, it needs to look spooky. You know, I think they could touch up a little bit, add some new little details on there. Maybe up in the windows at the top. Be quite cool to maybe see figures and that sort of thing. You know, and that's the thing with this overhaul of Duel. I think we're going to be seeing them bring it into the new generation of dark rides. Technology's improved so much, especially in 30 years since it was originally designed as the haunted house. And especially since Duel, there's even been lots of upgrades that have been done to rides around the world and lots of enhancers, and it seems like that Duel, it's just stayed the same. But yeah, I do like looking at all the signage just here. I'd love to have some of this for the world of theme parks, some of this signage, I really would. Yeah, it's always great having a look all around the area and seeing the smaller little details. Things like this little brick wall just here, you know, stuff that's just not changed over the years, like you're just entering into this graveyard, this kind of sinister, forbidden place where you shouldn't be. And now looking at all of the gravestones just here. And that's the thing, I just want to document as much of this as possible. I know you can't actually film on the ride itself, but in terms of the queue line, the pre-show, because we don't know what's going to change. It could be all of this, it could be none of it. But yeah, I remember calling this earlier in the season when they started clearing out a lot of the extended queue line. In fact, the gate's open there today. I won't head down that way because obviously that isn't the way to the ride, but yeah, all this was cleared out earlier in the year, so I'm heavily expecting the queue line to be completely refurbished, all new wooden fencing, I'd imagine, hopefully some new little details, and I definitely expect a new soundtrack for this as well. But yeah, you can tell like this hasn't been used properly for many years. I mean, look at this, it's just all kind of blocked off at the side. But yeah, I do like the greystones, just little fun little puns on them as well just here. Martin Hyde and James Hyde, who died? And you can see just on there lots of smaller little things. I'd like to see some of these characters actually appear in the ride, especially one main character that I'll talk about in just a moment when we head into the pre-show for the ride. Obviously with Duel it's just a walk-through pre-show, it's not one where you stop and actually watch something like Wicker Man, for example. But yeah, I remember when all this was actually put in to kind of cover up the show building. It shows how much these trees have grown over the years as well. Over 30 years, yeah, because this was obviously, say you would stand here in the queue for the haunted house and not see the massive unfinished Tesco just over there. Percy Cramp just down there as well. And yeah, like all this, the build quality of everything was done so well. Like I said, I'm not expecting them to really change these parts of the exterior here, however you never know. I think it's more going to be some of the bits that don't look as great that are going to be looking at changing. But yeah, like, I mean, look at this, like the build quality back then. The Tussauds area of build quality was certainly far superior to what we get now. I mean, look at this. Built to last, this stuff.
What?
I definitely prefer this soundtrack that they did a few years ago though, compared to the old Duel soundtrack, or should I say the original Duel soundtrack that the attraction had. But yeah, like the windows, all the flickering candles in there. Oh. And then yeah, these signs were actually only added in the past couple of years. Obviously when they added the ramp just at the front there for last year, that was. And of course this tells you your mission in Duel. To be honest, the signs are in a really good condition. It'd be great to have one for the world of theme parks to kind of preserve everything. I mean, I prefer the more themed signs that are just up here on the top. Such as these ones, yeah, these are really nice. And like I say, I can't take you on the actual ride itself, but just kind of capture the ambience just here of the queue line. And remember, wherever you are in the haunted house, hidden eyes are watching you. Who knows, that quote may become more apparent next year. Very quiet here on the final day. And yeah, here's the doll's house, actually all closed up. Emily's gone to sleep, it seems. Yeah, Emily Alton, just inside the doll's house there. And that's the character I kind of was speaking about in the queue line. I'd love to see them expand on that character in the future with this. So in the whole kind of doll's house and creepy, eerie atmosphere would really fit with a huge overhaul of this attraction. But we knew this was coming for a long time. I mean, so many of the effects have been broken. I mean, look at this down here in the queue line. Fireplace isn't working. Just make out the 30 that they made out of the little play blocks down there. And of course the rocking horse there as well. What an ambience. And of course the portraits, these weren't actually an original edition for Duel, because there used to be a pre-show. They used to actually be in here and play on TV screens around the side. And here we go. One last look at the station. Of course the ride system built by Mack Rides 30 years ago. Who knows if we're going to see changes made to the ride system or not. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, of course, yeah, no worries. So I'll see you when I come off. It's Duel. The haunted house strikes back. Wow, I've just had a ride there on Duel. And yeah, one of my last times walking down this exit corridor whilst it's still known as Duel. 06 plus 09, the Duel is over. This is my house. And yeah, the fact that it says this down here at the bottom makes me think that could be Emily Alton. I really hope so, because it could be a fantastic storyline. Now, as much as the exit runs down this way, this large room's not really served as a purpose at all during Duel's lifetime. Of course it did during the haunted house days, but yeah, it's a massive room. So I'd love to see this used to its potential at some point in the future, because you've got a lovely chandelier just at the top there, which is really nice. You don't really get to see it that well there, to be honest. It'd be nice if it was kind of moved over into the centre of the room more. Yeah, this exit corridor's got a lot of potential, in my opinion. But yeah, this is kind of where I got my first inkling that something was going to be happening with Duel. Like the fact that they've left this carpet over the past couple of years, they've always tried to clean it up and make it look better. But yeah, I remember reporting on this earlier in the year, and along with a lot of the effects being broken in the ride as well. In fact, there's more effects working now than there was earlier in the season. I think they maybe tried to just temporarily fix a few things up, to be honest, especially because they knew there was going to be a lot of people coming to ride it during its final days of operation. Even like just down the bottom here on the photo unit, all the Duel logo just on the bottom there. Just all the little details like that. They did quite a good job of, actually, in my opinion. So just inside Spooks R Us now, which is the Duel shop at the exit to the ride. And yeah, something that I've noticed has happened in here over the past couple of weeks is they took all the vines out. They used to be like all vines kind of growing up into the roof here. All female, of course, but yeah, all that was took out over the past couple of weeks. In fact, you can just see some of the remains of that just up there on the top. So yeah, there's definitely going to be changes coming to the shop as well. Of course, you got that fella at the top there that nobody ever notices, just at the top there. And yeah, there's never really been loads of Duel merchandise, but there's a couple of bits that are on sale just in here. I'll buy the old pick and mix stand. I'm sure they'll just get leaked signs and to put some graphics over that. Yeah, you've got the Duel key rings just over here. Surprised they've not put them on sale, to be honest. Or maybe they'll wait until after it's closed, after today. Stick them up in Towers Trading. But yeah, I'm heavily expecting the shop to be closed from today as well, to allow the transformation to begin, because I'd imagine they're going to be starting pretty much imminently on this overhaul of Duel, which is really exciting. One final look at the exterior of the shop, how it looks at the moment. Yeah, I'm heavily expecting the shop to be renamed and rethemed as well. And yeah, all of this kind of red, blue and green signage to be gone away after today as part of the huge transformation that's on the way for this Alton Towers dark ride. So yeah, just to look at the outside, I'd love to see the shop kind of back to how it used to be in the haunted house days. And that's the thing though now, Merlin are fantastic at what they've done with shops. I mean, look at Wicker Man's shop, for example. Fantastic in there with all the theming. So yeah, I reckon they could do something so much better than how Spooks R Us currently is. And this building in the middle here as well, I mean, this dates back to 1992, 30 years. And yeah, again, this used to be a themed food outlet for the haunted house and Gloomy Wood in general. However, it's been closed for a few years now. It's been turned into all sorts over the years. It's a nice cream shop. We did the Nitrogenies that you can get here, which were quite nice, but very overpriced. But yeah, it's a good building. So yeah, this needs a bit of TLC. But yeah, this is a sign of kind of how they've let this area go over the past few years. I mean, look at this, just, you know, very cheap, very tacky when you've got such a fantastic facade over there. And then you look at this over here. So yeah, hopefully all that's going to be gone. I say hopefully, I'm 100% certain all this is going to be gone. And yeah, we'll probably see this open as a new unit, I'd imagine, for next year. Because they're not going to have a big spectacular new dark ride or completely overhauled dark ride. And then just have a closed up food unit opposite. So yeah, I'm heavily expecting that to change as well. But there you go. I would love to know your thoughts on what you think is happening to Duel the Haunted House Strikes Back here at Alton Towers. But I tell you now, it's going to be big. Like, this isn't just going to be some small painting a few things up, changing the audio and taking the guns out. We're looking at a major overhaul for this ride. So yeah, get your comments coming in down below. But like I say, for me, I would love to see them utilise Emily Alton, the kind of storyline of her taking over the house, and the fact they've put that writing at the end saying this is my house. That really has got me thinking these past couple of weeks about exactly what they could do. Now it's also going to be really interesting to see exactly what remains in the attraction. Is it going to be pretty much a full strip out? Are we going to be seeing more enhancements go inside? Hopefully we're not going to see lots of screens replace physical props and sets. That's something that I hope doesn't happen. However, Alton Towers know how special this ride used to be and how much nostalgia there is for the old haunted house. So I really do feel like they're going to get this right. I really do. Now, along with that, it'll be really interesting to see what's going to remain in the attraction from 30 years ago. Are we still going to see some of them original features, or are they all going to be gone? Likewise, some of the parts that are in there for Duel, are they going to remain? Are we going to see things like the Trommel Tunnel removed or fixed? I cannot wait to find out more information on this project. Of course, Alton Towers have been very quiet about everything going on. However, here at Theme Park Worldwide, as always, we'll keep you updated with all the latest news as and when we get it. There's now only 20 minutes to go until Duel closes here at Alton Towers forever. So I'm going to head up there and of course have a last ride and get some footage of the exterior and the doors closing for the last time in its current form. Here we go then. Well, it's just gone 4 o'clock. There's quite a turnout just here at Duel. As you can see, we've got people lingering about in the queue line. Ride system's running around perfectly fine inside, but yeah, everyone's waiting. Everyone's waiting for the last ride on Duel. I actually just had a last ride on it. I'm not going to be going for the last one or anything like that. Literally just had my last go on it. I just want to get the doors closing, document that for you all. Because who knows? Are we going to see some big changes to the facade? Is it still going to look the same? But the sun's shining, lovely blue skies down here in a not so gloomy wood this afternoon. And we're just waiting now, waiting for them doors to close. Okay. Here we go then. The last few riders here on Duel, the haunted house strikes back. They're making their way in. Oh, there we go. That's it, the gate's already closed down the bottom, just waiting for that door to shut now. There we go. Oh, last few coming in. Oh, moving in last minute there. Last minute moving in. Yay! Theme Park Worldwide on you. Here we go, enjoy your last ride. That's it. There we go, and the doors are about to close. That's what I've been waiting for, folks. There we go. Goodbye, Duel. Oh, so close. Oh my God, what's going on? That wasn't it. Oh, there we go. One more. Oh my God. Oh, there we go. Nearly. Oh, literally everyone's just descending on. This is what happens when the park don't make a big announcement. There we go. That's it. There we go. Close her up. There we go. Duel is officially, bye-bye. Oh, it's closed. There we go. Sorry guys, you're too late. There we go. There we go. That's it.
Hello? Can you find me? Can you find me? I'm here. Behind you, look. Behind you. I'm behind you. I am right behind
you. Good morning from the Alton Towers Resort, where I'm back once again here in Gloomy Wood, just 16 hours after the doors closed on the front of Duel. Now, overnight, there's been a few changes, and firstly on the Alton Towers app, where they completely removed Duel from the queue times. And then along with that, they actually changed part of the app that shows the map to show property repossessed. Along with that, on the website, they've also updated it to say property repossessed. So I thought I'm going to come down here to Gloomy Wood, to the haunted house, as it once was, and come and see exactly what's happened. And guess what? It says property repossessed. There's lots of signage that's appeared around Gloomy Wood. Let's take a little look around. Well, it's very eerie this morning here at Alton Towers. It's also very quiet. Nobody here at all in Gloomy Woods. And yet you can still hear part of the Duel soundtrack actually playing just down the pathway there that leads down towards Forbidden Valley. You got the Haunted Hollow music in the background. But yeah, there's no audio coming out of the crypts just over there at the front of the haunted house. But we'll take a look in just a moment at that, because I just want to show you the sign here up close. Property repossessed. Strictly no unwanted visitors due to unnatural displays in the area. As you can see, signed AT just down there at the bottom with the stamp on. There you got one of the signs that's appeared just there on the tower. And there's actually another one, same sign, just over on that tower there as well. Now, of course, they've also made some changes to the front door of Duel, the Haunted House Strikes Back. So yeah, let's go and have a closer look at that. And there we go, a little over 16 hours after them doors closed on Duel for the final time. It's been boarded up. The property has been repossessed. And yeah, as you can see, you got the sign up there at the top that reads the same as the bigger ones just out here. And also as well, you got 4 planks of wood boarding up the door. And yeah, I do like how they've done that. Instead of just putting Harris fencing out the front or vinyl signage, they've put some thought into it. And that makes me think they're going to be putting a lot of thought into this whole project. And over the next 6 months or so, it's going to be really exciting. It's got a very eerie and quiet atmosphere this morning down here in Gloomy Wood. Completely different to that of just 16 hours ago when lots of people showed up to wave goodbye to Duel, the Haunted House Strikes Back after 19 years of operation. But there we go, that brings me to the end of this vlog. The question is, what happens next? Well, this project is going to be completed for 2023. It's expected to be about a 6-month project, so half a year, which is quite a long time for them to do work to Duel. So I'm really hoping this is going to be a big overhaul of the attraction. I'm really sure that Alton Towers are going to get this one right. We know with their project they kind of go one way or the other. With this one, they're playing with a classic here. This is nostalgia, so I really hope that they get it right. And to be honest, I think they will do. There's a good team involved. We know that John Wardley, of course the original designer of the Haunted House 30 years ago, is involved in the project. He's excited for it, along with John Burton, the current Merlin Magic making team. There's a lot of good names that are involved in this project, so let's hope that that pays off. And in 6 months' time, when we're standing back here in, could it be Gloomy Wood? Could it be something else? Who knows? There's going to be some big changes, and I think it's going to be a lot more than what myself and others are expecting. This is going to be big. It really is. I think there's going to be a huge overhaul, a big change, and yeah, they put a lot of effort in with just putting them boards on there instead of just putting a normal sign or a normal fence. I like it. They're putting some thought into this, and I think that's really going to show when we see the finished results of this project. But stay tuned here to Theme Park Worldwide. As always, we'll bring you the latest updates. Like I say, they're going to be a bit sparse with it being a dark ride. It's not like they're building a new outdoor coaster, or obviously next year when Nemesis is having its retrack, we're going to be able to bring you loads of updates. But with this one, it's a bit more secretive, a bit more mysterious, but we'll keep you updated as and when we can do. But from Duel, the Haunted House Strikes Back for one final time, that leaves me with one final thing to say. Get out there and keep on riding. See you in tomorrow's vlog.